Hello, Uncle.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Okay. Yep, right, far away.
Yeah. So I guess Uncle today, and I will just let you talk, and then I'll translate you. So here, Ivy is here. So Ivy, if any place I get stuck, and just help me, so we can be more smooth. And then at end we have a meditation, self-realization meditation, and I think everybody will enjoy. So most people will be watching from the other platform. So here with there, because in China they may not easily get on Zoom, so most people will watch on another platform. Yep. So you may see four of us here, but there's many on the other side. Thank you so much, Uncle. Okay. I guess it's 7 o'clock for me, for China as well. For Uncle, it's 9 o'clock in the evening. So we're so happy to get a chance to invite Uncle again. I was speaking Chinese. 谢谢大家参加我们今天的活动。我们再一次邀请到了Sahaja 我们的Sahaja里面比较老的瑜伽士John Noyce 我们就称他为约翰大叔吧。那么约翰大叔有着非常丰富的Sahaja瑜伽的知识，那么对于灵性的历史也有非常多的研究。那自从上一次呢我们做了活动之后呢非常受欢迎，所以我们今天呢再一次邀请到约翰大叔来给我们做一次为教师节特别准备的节目。那么他会讲到呢关于导师原理。那么在我们现在这个社会，对于导师教师那么他的职责呢已经慢慢的跟我们之前的传统有些脱节了，所以我们来听一听对于这个导师有很深入研究的我们的Sahaja瑜伽士怎样去理解导师这个词。那么他也会上次之后呢有一些朋友呢提到了一些比较深入的话题那么约翰大叔呢今天也会就大家的一些比较深刻的话题做一些他的解释那么和他的讨论。Okay, Uncle, let's start.
Okay, have people seen those links I sent you?
Yes, I read it. It's great. I would like to.
Yeah, but have the other people seen them?
Oh, the other people. So actually, I
anyway.
send it to the people who are practicing Sahaja Yoga. Not so many people see it, I would say. Whoever will help with the program, and okay. I think they read it.
All right. So this word teacher, obviously, it can be something different in each language.
那么我们呢来讨论关于老师这个话题。那在不同的文化中可能有不同的理解。
But if we take the Indian word guru,
如果说我们来说印度的这个词汇 guru,
then we have a common meaning, or hopefully anyway.
那我们有一些共同点可以说。那 guru 呢在印度语中就是导师的意思，导师比教师有高一个层次。
So a guru in the classical sense doesn't just pass knowledge on in a passive way.
导师从经典的意义上来说，不只是教授知识。
So he or occasionally she, the guru takes a close interest in the student and passes knowledge on that is suitable for each of the students.
导师可能是那么他呢会对每一个学生都非常的关注，那么根据每一个学生的特征或者特性呢，去做相应的教育，传授相应的知识。
So in Sahaja Yoga, we do have this notion of the guru principle or the guru tattva.
在我们萨哈迦瑜伽当中，我们有导师原理。
But our teacher, our guru, Shri Mataji, in her last major talk, she said simply to us, be your own guru.
那么在我们的导师萨哈迦瑜伽的导师Shri Mataji的讲话当中，他简单的说，做你自己的导师。
So she said simply, I've taught you all I know, now be your own gurus and go out and change the world.
他说我跟你们的对话当中，你们要成为自己的导师。
And the recommendation was to work in small groups.
那么他的建议呢是在一个小的集体中，就是几个人这样的一个小的群体中来相互运作。
So that doesn't need to be a rigid group. You can change. I work with various people on different projects.
不一定非要是固定的群体，你可以根据情况，这个群体的成员可以变化。那么我呢，和不同的人一起合作，在不同的项目当中。
So it's the spirit inside that guides you, that is your own guru.
在你的内在的这个灵，它引导你的这个灵，它是你的自己的导师。
But by working in small groups, no one goes crazy, hopefully.
因为我们是一个小的群体一起来运作，所以没有任何人会出现一些极端的情况。希望是这样子。
So, what was the rest you wanted to know? So this emphasis on the spirit is about going inside.
那么这个重点是灵，所以我们要将注意力放到我们的内在。
And having the confidence to act and be yourself whilst being guided from inside by the Spirit.
那么要有这个自信心去做你自己。当你被你内在的灵引导的时候，那你就会有这样的信心去做你自己。
And that means in our meditation, in our practice, trying to go past thought, going into the silence where we can.
那么这意味着呢，在你的冥想当中，你要尽量的去进入宁静进入无思虑的状态，尽可能的做到这一点。
So, if we can go back to this word guru.
如果我们可以回到这个 guru 这个词，也就是导师这个词。
In Sahaja Yoga, we have this notion of the 10 primordial masters.
在萨哈迦瑜伽当中，我们有这个概念叫做太初导师。
And those are well known. But when we go back to our teacher, our guru's very earliest writings,
如果我们回到我们的导师Shri Mataji，那么他的早期的一些写下来的文字当中
it's not just 10 incarnations of the primordial master. It's a whole range of other historical figures have this role to guide humans on their guru principle.
那么在他的早期文字当中，他所Shri Mataji 所讲到的这个导师太初导师的这个化身呢，不仅仅是10大导师，那么还有很多其他的艺术家之类的，那么他们降生到这个世界来引导人类的生进。
Now, you asked me also about using sacred texts.
Using sacred texts.
Texts, yes.
Sorry, Uncle, I didn't get that part. Could you repeat?
Yeah. Where are we now?
You mean you're going to talk about the
sacred? How to read spiritual classics.
Shri Mataji help us how to read the classical.
Yes. And
okay.
What I wanted to just compare are 2 versions of Shri Mataji's first book.
所以Shri Mataji 帮助我们去理解一些就是神圣的经典那么约翰大叔呢想要去比较一下Shri Mataji 的第一本书，那么他关于就是整个人类是怎么创造的，他的第一本书的2个不同的版本，他想比较一下这2个不同的版本。
So, Shri Mataji wrote her first book in London, handwritten in 1975, and it was then typed up the following year.
Shri Mataji 在1975年在伦敦的时候呢，就是用手写下了他的第一本书，关于创造的这本书。后来呢，被瑜伽士呢就是就是写成了电子版本。
And the early English yogis were encouraged to read this because a copy of the typescript was kept in the ashram in London.
那么Shri Mataji 的手写的书，就是手写的这本书呢，是放在了伦敦的柏林大学。
Now, particularly in the early 80s, there were a whole lot of attempts to, by some very human yogis, to try and change the text and make it more suitable for humans.
那么在80年代的时候呢，有一些瑜伽士呢，就是说Shri Mataji的写的这个书呢，有些地方不太，对于人类来讲呢，不太好理解，所以呢，瑜伽士呢就把它稍微改编了一下，这样方便大家去理解这本书。
And that included her husband, who kept saying, it goes over my head. It's a phrase.
Oh, sorry, Uncle, could you repeat that part? I was doing some.
Yeah, her husband and some of the early yogis, not all, were constantly trying to change the text.
Shri Mataji 的丈夫和一些瑜伽士呢，那么他们呢就是想要去改变Shri Mataji 这本书里面的一些文字。
And so, after about 10 years, by about 1986, it was clear Shri Mataji had got fed up with all these yogis trying to improve her text.
所以到1996年的时候呢，Shri Mataji 就对这些想要改他1994年的时候呢，就是Shri Mataji 对于这些想要改他文字的这些瑜伽士们，就有点丧失耐性了。
So she stopped the project, the publication project.
所以他
sorry.
所以他没有去就是发表他的这篇文章，就是 Shri Mataji 写的这本书呢，他没有发表出去，对。
So after Shri Mataji left this earth in 2011.
所以在 Shri Mataji 就是离开人世在2000年2011年的时候，在他离开人世的时候
，one of the early yogis decided it should get published, and it finally was published in 2013 under the title The Book of Adishakti.
然后呢然后就有一个瑜伽士呢，就是其中一位瑜伽士呢，就觉得呢需要想要去出版这本书，然后终于呢还是出版了，在2013年的时候。那么出版这本书的名字叫做 Adishakti 的意思呢就是太初之母。
But when you compare this printed text with the earliest typescripts, which we still have from 1976, it's clear that a lot of changes have been made, and not really for the better either.
那如果说你和Shri Mataji早期他的自己的手写本1976年的手写本比较一下呢，你就会发现有很多的变化。
So I want to make a point that if this can happen to one person's text in less than 40 years.
我想在这里呢，就是想提到想要着重讲的这一点呢，就是如果说这件事情就是文字的改变这件事情可以发生在一个人的身上，仅仅在短短的40年之内。
So if the printed version of less than 40 years is so different from the original.
短短的40年，那么和早期的这个手写本有这么大的变化。
How can we expect spiritual classics that have come down 2000 years? How can we expect those to be perfect?
那我们怎么能够期待那些经历了2000多年的这样的一些经典的文本可以保持它原来完美的样子？
So it is clear that spiritual classics do change.
所以很显然我们关于灵性的神圣经典确实会被改变，而且是经常被改变。
So each time a text is copied by handwriting.
所以每一次呢 那么人们呢去做一些这个拷贝，通过这个手写的方式去做一些拷贝。
Small changes come in the copying, those are copying errors.
那么会有一些小的变动可能是因为不小心写错了或者怎么样，那么肯定是在其中的。
But occasionally there are big changes made to suit the people at a particular moment in time.
那么当然偶尔呢会有一些很大的变动，去适应当时的人类的需求。
The other thing is that scholars down the ages, down the centuries, write their commentaries on the main text.
Sorry, Uncle, I find that part is difficult for me. Could you repeat again?
Okay, so we have this word commentary.
Commentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the text is looked at in detail by a teacher, by a guru. Could be 500 years after it originally was done. Could be even 1,000 years later. So those comments, we call it a commentary. Often those commentaries start to get put into the main text.
OK， 所以像一些我们的这个灵性的经典著作呢，会有人在上面写这个标注，对吧？标注这个解释。那随着这个年月的增长，那么他所做的这个解释呢，会进入到这个本身的文本当中。
So the text gets longer.
所以这个文本本身呢，会变得更长。
So in India, it's quite common to find that the North Indian versions of a text are short, and the ones in South India are invariably longer. And that's really because these commentaries have been included into the main text.
所以在北印度呢，会经常出现这种情况。北印度的这个文本呢，它会短一些；南印度的文本呢，会长一点。那这个原因呢，就是因为它将这些人们的标注加入到了文本当中。
But there's also indications that 1,500, 2,000 years earlier, the original texts were very long.
这也可能会还有一种会出现的一种情况是在1500年或者2000年的时候呢，这个原始的这个文本呢很长。
So these early texts were trimmed to be much smaller.
然后原始的这个文本呢被简洁了，成为比较相对来讲短一点的文本。
So the small texts could be carried by yogis.
那这个被削减了的这个文本呢，可能会被瑜伽师们就是拿着来看，或者说传播。
So this may well have happened because when the Mughal armies came into India from about the 8th century onwards.
这可能会发生呢，就是在全球的就是侵略者进入印度的时候呢Mongolia Mongolia Mongol.
These are the armies, people like Genghis Khan and his family. Yeah.
所以这呢，就是在8世纪的时候呢，当蒙古大军入侵印度的时候，那这可能会发生。
So when they came into North India and found the large monasteries, mainly the Buddhist ones, They just killed the monks.
当他们到了北印度的时候呢，那大部分呢，就是这个和尚们，那么他们就把这些和尚给杀了。
And the huge libraries were burnt.
Huge library books, you say, Uncle?
They were scrolls, I think, scrolls and also palm leaf books.
然后 you mean they destroy it?
Yes. But
Okay. Yeah. 所以他们把这些很多的这些图书馆里面的书啊都给销毁了。
So those monks who managed to get away, they either went to the hills and met up with the yogis and the Chivites and so on.
然后有一些被就是逃离到的这个和尚呢，就是去到了那个山里面，和当时的瑜伽士啊一些，就是去了山里。
Or they went to the river deltas, as I mentioned last time, and lived as ordinary people.
River, Uncle?
They lived amongst the ordinary people.
Among the
in Bengal, for instance.
OK， 他们和这个本高里，然后阿拉伯人一起生活。
So whether they went to the hills or they went to the river deltas in Bengal, it wasn't possible to take big books and scrolls and so on. They had to take small, condensed versions of these texts.
当他们逃亡去这些地方的时候呢，他们不可能就是带着这种很厚的，就是完整的这个书，跟他们一起，所以他们就带了一些就是缩减的这个版本，带着去逃亡。
So these texts, some of which were Buddhist, some were what we now call Hindu, maybe Shivite, maybe Vishnavite. They survived in summarized, in condensed form.
所以呢，就是这些逃亡的佛教徒，那么他们呢就让这些书本存活了下来，但是以缩减本的形式存活了下来。
So they survived then. So that's the reason why the North Indian texts are quite often quite short, whereas the South Indian texts, which either survived in long form or became longer later, it could be either, they have longer ones.
这就是为什么北印度呢有短的文本，然后在南印度呢你可以见到文本比较长。
So I'm making this point that texts don't stay the same down the centuries. They change. They get smaller and they get larger.
所以我想要说的是这些经典文字呢它不是说一成不变的，就是保存它原来的样子，它可以变短，也可能会随着时间的迁移会变长。
And I'm told that a similar examples can be found in China.
那我想说呢，就是同样的例子可以在中国也发现，也有这样的例子。
In the last 20-30 years, many of the scholars' tombs have been opened. The tombs of the scholars.
Scholars, the tombs of the scholars. Tombs. Oh, okay.
Where the scholars are buried.
Got you. 在过去的20-30年间呢，有很多这些学者的这个墓呢被打开。
So each of these scholars could be as early as 2,000 years ago, could be as late as 500 years ago, they were buried with their writing implements and with their key text.
那么这些就是坟墓被打开的这些学者呢，可能是2000年前的，也可能是500年前的。那么随着他一起埋葬呢，有他自己手写的这些文本。
So when modern scholars compare these texts that were found in the tombs, say Lao Tse's text or a text from Confucius or the Art of War, they find differences. The texts change over the centuries.
所以呢，当现代的学者将我们现在这个文本呢和在坟墓里面发现的这个文本一比较呢，就发现了有很多的改变。
So again, another example of this, and really printing, even in the West, only comes in the 15th century, and there are early attempts in Korea and China, but for most of the time, texts were copied. One copy at a time.
印刷术呢只是在15世纪的时候才开始从中国开始。那么在之前呢，这些文字都是通过手写来保存的。
So therefore, we need to be aware that the classic texts do change, and what some people may say is the classic text might be actually quite a recent one.
所以呢，我们要知道的是呢，这些经典的文本呢是确实会改变的，随着时间的迁移，甚至包括呢，就是我们比较近代的这些文本经典文本。
But by paying attention to our spirit inside,
但是通过呢，将注意力放在我们内在的灵上，
we can know what is right and what is wrong, and we can see what's going on.
我们可以知道什么是正确的，什么是错误的。我们知道现在就是事情发展的这个状况。
So those are my kind of main points. I'd like to just talk about some of the key figures that Shri Mataji mentioned in her book, or the first version of it.
我想要提到一些Shri Mataji在他的第一本书，就是他的手写本，他自己的最早的这个手写本当中提到的一些人物，主要的人物。
So the printed version 40 years later just has a paragraph on these 10 major figures.
40年之后的这个印刷本呢，就只有这个10大导师的形象。
And those we find in the first version, but we also find other great masters being mentioned.
那么在他的手写本当中，除了这10大导师之外呢，他也提到了其他的就是导师形象的这样的将士。
So these are clearly other aspects of the Guru principle.
那么他们包括导师原理的各个方面的这个形象。
So to take some examples from the earliest typescript, as Shri Mataji mentions the Jewish kings Solomon and David, and also the prophet John the Baptist.
那么就举一个例子，就是在Shri Mataji书里面呢，他有提到这个导师就是犹太人的这个国王 David， 还有呢就是施洗者约翰这是在圣经里面的施洗者。
She also mentions the 9 nats. That word is Naths.
他也提到了9大 nats So, Uncle, what the nats mean? It's some person?
It's a type of yogi.
Oh, okay. Nath, Naths 是某种瑜伽士，某种瑜伽士，对，9大 Nath。那么他们都是导师原理的匠士。
The Nath yogis are important because they're the ones that maintain Kundalini awakening and pass it down through hundreds of years.
这些 Nath 瑜伽士呢非常重要，因为呢他们保持着Kundalini 能量的觉醒，并且将这种觉醒呢就一直延续到几百年后。
The other category is what are known as the twins, the divine twins.
那另外一个类型呢，就是神圣双胞胎。
So this is something that's known in history. One of the famous examples is the mythical founders of the city of Rome. That's Romulus and Remus.
那么这个呢，在我们历史当中都有记载。那其中一个很好的例子呢，就是罗马。Sorry, Uncle, I didn't catch that part. So you say Rome and then the divine twins. You mentioned
yes. I was giving an example of these twins. And so for the city of Rome, their myths, their fables of the founding of Rome includes these 2 twins, Romulus and Remus.
So this is two twins.
Yeah,
Okay.
twins.
所以其中这个神圣双胞胎呢的一个很好的例子，就是在古罗马的时候，这样的2个人Romulus 和Remus。
So Shri Mataji has, but at various times, has mentioned various pairs of saints. So
Shri Mataji在不同的时候呢提到了这个就是一对对的这个圣人，这样的双胞胎形式的这个圣人，不是说真正的双胞胎，可以是不同的家庭，就是但是它作为这个神圣的这个个性，他们是互补的，或者是双胞胎这样的一个状况。Yes, Uncle.
So she's mentioned the 2 twin sons of King Rama and Queen Sita. They're known as Luv, L-U-V, and Kush, K-U-S-A.
OK. 那么他提到了呢，就是罗摩和西塔的，就是国王罗摩和西塔的这个2个儿子，名字叫做 Lava 和 Kush。
So the way Shri Mataji talks about it in various talks is that Luv goes north into what is now Russia.
那Shri Mataji在他的讲话中的提到，就是很多讲话中都提到 Love 呢去了现在的俄罗斯。
And Kush goes east into China.
Kush 呢去到了东方就是现在的中国。
So another pairing is Lord Buddha and Lord Mahavira.
另外一对呢是佛陀和 Mahavira。
Mahavira is the major person for the Jains.
Mahavira 是主要的这样，就是他的是晋的创始人，就是印度的一个教。
Then she also mentions these were reborn as Hassan and Hussein.
那Shri Mataji也讲到了，就是佛陀和这个divine twin 双生胎，神圣双生胎。那么他又投生为Hossein 和 Hossein。
So Hassan and Hussein are the sons of Fatima, who is the daughter of the Prophet.
Hossein 和 Hossein 呢是Fatima 的儿子。那 Fatima 呢是穆罕默德的女儿。
Now, one for me as a researcher, one of the problems about trying to write up this notion of the divine twins is that over about a 10-year period, the couples tend to change a bit.
The couple tend to, sorry, uncle.
Some of these couples, these twins, stay the same over a 10-year period, and some change. So it's very difficult to actually write something.
So you mean the twins are changed? So it's difficult.
It's just, I think that Shri Mataji, as she evolved her teachings, things changed a bit.
You mean Shri Mataji changed the twins as well?
Yes. Yes.
So she pairs in a different way, you mean?
A slightly different way, yes. Some stay the same and some change.
OK. 那对于他作为这个研究者来说呢，有时候很难去写这个神圣双胞胎，因为就是包括Shri Mataji他在配对就是这个神圣双胞胎的时候呢，有时候会有一些变化，有些呢保持原来的配对，有些呢它会有一些变化。
But gurus can of course change their minds. It's just the followers and their notions of things not changing. That's the problem.
So you mean guru will not change, but the follower change?
I was just saying, Shri Mataji can change her views. It's quite normal, but you'll meet these Sahaja yogis who insist that every word she's ever said is written in stone.
OK. 所以呢，就是uncle 的意思，大叔的意思呢，就是说那作为导师呢，Shri Mataji呢，他会根据当时的情况去做一些改变，但是问题是他的跟随者，那么他认为呢，就Shri Mataji的话呢，就是他只要说了，就是写在的石头上面，有亘古不变的东西，因为人类很难去改变，对吧
？So that's really my thoughts on your questions.
That's very important, uncle, because we all feel that way. Whatever Shri Mataji says, she said this. So yes.
So that's as far as I really want to go. I could talk more about a whole range of things there. So do you want to do Q&A now or
sure, uncle. Yeah, sure, uncle. You can go ahead. Would you like to answer the question that we sent you last time for the few questions?
Yes, I thought I had actually.
Okay. Uncle 大叔呢说，就是他的这个说话呢就到这里结束，我们现在可以开始这个问答的部分。那上次呢，我们给Uncle 呢发了一些问题，来看看听听 Uncle 是怎么说、怎么回答这些问题的。Uncle, you want them to ask you question now, or?
But if they want to ask questions now, or we can do the meditation and then ask questions later, and tell that to them.
你们可以问问题。So, Uncle, you the previous question, like we asked, or should I ask you again?
Yes, why not?
Okay, let me find it. And I'll ask you again. 上次呢，大叔来之后呢，那么有一些人问了一些问题。Okay, Uncle, here is the first question: How to make reading spiritual classics or pursuing spiritual knowledge a facilitator of spiritual ascent rather than an inhibitor? Anything needs to be alert and aware.
Okay, so I've made the point, I hope, that
oh, sorry, Uncle. So let me repeat the question in Chinese as well. So sorry. Okay, 问题是就是当我们阅读这个灵性经典的时候，就是从知识层面去了解这些知识的时候，怎样让它成为有助于我们的灵性升进，而不是去造成一种障碍？有没有什么需要戒备的地方？ Go ahead, Uncle. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So I've made the point, I hope, that texts do change, and there's a number of reasons for that, and I've outlined some of them.
Okay. So, 所以大叔在刚刚我们讲话当中呢，就已经提到了，那么经文的内容呢是会改变的，或变长或变短，对吧？所以呢，我记得大叔也提到，但是如果说你把注意力放到你的内在，去跟你的灵连接，那么你的灵自然会知道什么是对的，什么是正确的。现在究竟是情况是怎么样的，你内在就会知道，但是经典呢会改变。
So if you're going to give a lot of importance to one spiritual classical text, you need to know that it's come down the line over the centuries, and it may well have changed quite considerably from the first version.
所以你在读某一本经典文本的时候，那你可能要就要知道，随着这个时间的推移，这个文本你读的这个文本可能是已经改变了很多的了。
But when we get used to being aware of our spirit inside, we can figure out what's right and what's wrong.
当我们与我们内在的灵连接的时候呢，那我们读文本的时候就知道哪一句话是错误的，哪句话是正确的，会有一个好的判断。
When I was doing my research in earlier decades, often I'd find something that just didn't feel right.
那么在我做早期的研究的时候呢，我读这些文本的时候，我就觉得它有些部分听起来就不对。Okay, so second question: What is the advisable attitude toward spirituality? 中文呢就是 我们应该以什么样的态度去对待灵性成长、灵性追求？
Well, and again, these are words that I suspect mean something slightly different in English or in Mandarin. So it's a little hard to say much, but again, I make the point that in Sahaja Yoga, we are our own gurus, and we look inside ourselves primarily for guidance.
Uncle 说呢，大叔说呢，就是他怀疑这个英文和我们想要表达的中文呢，可能有一些意思上呢，有一些不同就是我们中文想要问的是这个问题，但你写出来这个英文呢，可能想要表达的不一样。但是呢，大叔呢做了这样的一个也说了这样的一个点，就是说我们要与自己的内在的这个灵相连接。
But that comes not primarily from our thoughts. We try in our meditation to go into the silence, and so in the silence we come to understand many things.
So I want to understand that part, Uncle. So you said it's not about to having thoughts during meditation?
No, what I'm saying is, I'm saying that by going inside, we are guided by the spirit, but that spirit doesn't primarily manifest in our thoughts. It manifests in the silence, and that's why we go into meditation.
我们通过呢就是进入自己的内在，与我们的灵连接，那我们呢感受到这个灵的这个状态，但是这个灵呢并不会表现为我们的思虑，就是说它不会告诉我们这个，让这个灵的形态呢不会以思虑的方式表现出来。这也是为什么我们要进入冥想进入完全无思虑的这样的一个状态，才能够与灵连接，因为它不会表现为这个思虑出来。
Okay, so that's the second one, I think.
Yes. Third one, how to maintain the state of spirit. 中文是怎样去保持灵的状态。
Well, again, we need to try to keep our attention in the silence, and to do that, we need to allow our Kundalini to rise to the top chakra.
那么我们必须要试着呢去进入无思虑的状态这样呢去允许我们的空德利尼上升进入各个轮穴。
But of course, whilst it's important to keep our subtle system clear, and there are various techniques that our teacher, our guru, has taught us, we have to have a balance in this. If we spend all our time doing the technical things, it doesn't always work out.
我们必须要让自己入境，但是很多时候呢，我们去做很多这种清洁，所以呢不允许自己去入境，所以那么清洁可能有时候需要做，但是还是应该把主要的注意力放到入境上。
So I guess I'm into number 4 now.
Yes. How to differentiate devotion from fanaticism? How to be aware of the later state? 怎样去区分奉献和 狂热，怎样去避免这个后者，就是在我们的生进过程中。
So it's very easy to get quite obsessed about how many times to wave your arms, how many times to say certain names, or all of that stuff. But if you do that just because you've been told to do it, that doesn't get you very far.
很容易进入这样的一个情况，就是要说这个名字多少次等等等等之类的，进入这种规范的形式。但是就是因为别人告诉你应该这么做，但是如果说你要这么做的话，你不会走很远。
And in fact, in one of the Facebook groups I'm a moderator for, we have people asking all sorts of things about the technical side of this yoga.
这个发生在就是我去到这个交流会的时候呢，那么很多人都会问到关于萨哈加瑜伽的这个清洁呀这些技法方面。
And quite often someone's told them something really very strange.
经常呢他们会告诉呢一些很奇怪的一些方法。
There was one came up recently. We have a technique for clearing the left side of the subtle system.
就是最近有一个呢，就是有一个人讲到这个方式，就是去清洁我们的左脉这样的一个技法。
So that's called a matka, M-A-T-K-A.
N-A-T-K, matka.
Matka, yeah.
所以这是这个技法是关于 matka。萨迦瑜伽士可能都知道 matka。如果你不是瑜伽士呢，就总之是一个技法，去清洁左脉的。
So the aim, as our teacher taught it back in the late 70s, early 80s, was to put 7 lemons and 7 chilies into a pot and to leave the pot lid off by your bed overnight, and then any problems that are causing you mental problems and so on go into those lemons and those chilies.
那么这个技法呢，就是在70年代晚期和80年代早期呢，我们的导师Shri Mataji告诉我们的，就是在一个pot， 就是罐子里面放上7颗辣椒，7个柠檬，然后呢就是放在床底下，就是打开一晚上，这样可以吸收掉所有导致你左脉的这些问题，有一些什么精神上的问题可能会导致也是由左脉引起的，就可以吸收掉这些你身上的来自左脉的負面的能量。
So the way Shri Mataji taught it was you put the 7 and 7 in the pot, and then you put some just sprinkle some water and some kumkum on the top.
Shri Mataji 讲的方法呢是放7个辣椒7个柠檬，然后呢你就放在那个罐子里面，然后你就撒一点那个水，撒一点就是印度在额前这个点的这个红点叫kumkum撒在上面。
But somehow in the past 40 years, in a number of countries in the world, Sahaja yogis now fill the container with water.
That's what I thought.
And you get the lemons and chilies bobbing up and down in the water.
所以现在发生情况就40年过后呢，这个瑜伽士被教的方法呢，就是要装满整个罐子的水，然后将这个辣椒和柠檬呢就泡在里面。So Uncle, I have a question though. If you sprinkle some water, you know the jar need to keep 7 days. Sprinkle some water. First day will be there. Second day will be vibrant, right? Do I need to spread some more water in the second day?
No, just
okay. Just the first day.
Stop thinking about it and let it do its job. And when they start smelling or they're going off, then go and throw them.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much, Uncle. Now I know how to do. And it's not convenient to have the whole jar of water too. It's very easy to spill as well. 所以呢，就是我刚刚就是问大叔，就是撒一点水呢，我们知道那个水撒上去之后，第一天、第二天不是就蒸发了吗？我问大叔要不要第二天再撒一点水，他说不用，就是不要去想这些事情。一开始的时候撒一点水，就让他去做这个工作就可以了。如果说他有味道呢，你再换一下；没有呢，就继续用7天。7 days, right, Uncle? Is that part is correct?
Yeah. But along the way, people have learnt to argue about whether the chili should be cut.
Oh yes.
So where should it be cut?
Yeah, exactly. So what I heard is you need to take the stem out of the chili. Also, you need to cut the lemon, the stem part a little bit, let the white come out. At the end, the both sides have some white come out. Is that true, Uncle?
No.
No? So just keep the whole lemon?
Just the lemon. One cut.
One cut on the
don't
stem
cut anything off or anything ridiculous. Just cut once.
Oh, just with the knife, cut it?
Slight cut, yes.
Slight cut, like a how say a string, just like this. Anywhere?
Yeah, just a small cut. Don't chop it off up into pieces, please. Just slow.
Not even need to peel a little bit skin off.
No.
Okay, just one cut. Okay. Okay. What about the chili? Do I need to take the stem off?
No.
Keep the stem.
The chili will do its job perfectly well, exactly as it is.
Okay, good to know. All right. I don't do mocha because I heard different stories. I was so much confused, so I just gave up. Okay. 大叔说的是，因为我也被教了不同的方法，那个关于那个 mocha， 好吧，然后呢，就是说，我就问他，因为我们这里有那个柠檬，要两边就是切出那个白色的部分，我就问大叔需不需要，他说不需要切任何这样大的那个切口，你只需要切一个小小的口子，就是切一个小小的口子就可以了，然后呢。我有一些人呢说辣椒要把那个瓣，就是那个叫什么那个梗给拔掉，大叔说不用，就他那个辣椒就是完整的样子就可以了。
So
Let's go to the uncle.
I'm just making the point that all these things don't actually matter. I mean that matter treatment is very useful for the left side, but once you've sorted your left side out, you don't have to keep doing it.
I see. 就是说，大师说呢，这些技法呢不是很重要，就是这个 Motka 刚刚讲这个 Motka 的方法呢，对清理左脉呢非常有效，但是一旦你的左脉被清理干净了，那么你就不需要再用这个方法了，你没有必要了。So actually, in mocha never works for me. I tried. So Maybe I don't have left side problem, so
Well,
never worked.
You don't seem to be a left-sided person, though. You seem to be quite centered, perhaps a touch on the right side, but don't feel any left side in you.
Yes, I don't feel either.
Well then, yes. But all these techniques, when people start arguing about them, they have lost it. They really have.
那对于这些所有的技法呢，大家就是说这个方法那个方法，那么他们就失去了正确的方向。So actually, Uncle, when I meditate, sometimes I do feel left side heavy. But for myself, if I don't meditate, I don't feel left side problem. But in meditation, I can feel. I don't know why it's like that.
It happens sometimes, and you do fall asleep sometimes. You do sometimes feel dozy. I mean, one way of dealing with that is to keep the eyes open and to focus on one point on the carpet or on one part of the photograph.
Yeah. 大师说的呢，我是问我自己的问题啊，就是我不觉得我自己有左脉的问题，就是我生活当中不会说进入那种很情绪化的状态或者很伤心那种状态，但是我冥想的时候呢，有时候就是左手会非常重，我就问大师为什么会这样，大师没有正面回答，我觉得好像是说，就是你有时候会有就是觉得困，就是冥想的时候觉得困这种状况，那么这种走脉的表现就是睁开眼睛，睁开眼睛去冥想，可以用这种方式。
Those of us who were around in the late 70s, early 80s have many stories about people doing silly things.
所以在70年代晚期，80年代早期有很多这种人们做这种就是瑜伽师做各种很奇怪的事情，这样的故事。
It's particularly funny when separate techniques merge and something totally new comes out of that merger.
最荒谬的事情是，有好几种这个技法合到一起，然后一种新的技法产生了。So Uncle, about the technique, I do have a question though. So I heard Shri Mataji say we should not mix water and fire together. Like when we do foot soaking, we should not do candling in the meantime. No, okay, we should not. We should separate, right?
There's a talk in Sydney in 1994 where it's one of those long informal settings, and Shri Mataji suddenly notices someone she's met somewhere else and asks him, "Oh, how are you? How are you?" And she says, he says, I'm fine, mother. I'm doing all the things that the yogis tell me to do. I'm foot soaking, I'm using the candle. At which point she suddenly says, "You're what?" And from that, it turned out that there are techniques for the left side and there are techniques for the right side, and you don't mix them. Unless you are in the central channel, in which case, fine.
So when we are in central channel, if we use both, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
So quite funny that talk in Sydney. She makes these very blunt comments. Those who are right-sided should not use candles. Only foot soak, and those who are left-sided should not foot soak but use the candle.
Yeah, but nowadays we all foot soaking.
Yeah, and then she says those in the center can do both, and obviously everyone thinks, oh, we can do it after all, and she suddenly says, very few of those here today.
Okay, let me translate in Chinese before I forget. 那这个地方有点长，不好意思哈。大叔说呢，1994年在悉尼的一个讲话里面，然后有一个瑜伽士就过来，Shri Mataji说，哎，怎么样？你最近然后这个瑜伽士就说，我很好，母亲，我做了所有的瑜伽士跟我说的这些事情，我做泡脚，我也做这个蜡烛，就是火。就是所以我很好然后母亲就说右脉的人不要泡脚，只用蜡烛，左脉的人我说对了吗？不对，右脉的人泡脚不要用蜡烛，左脉的人用蜡烛不要泡脚只有就是除非你在中脉，两种都可以用然后大家就觉得我们都可以用，然后Shri Mataji说很少的人是在中脉的所以说对，差不多大意是这样。So uncle, nowadays it's a regular practice. We do foot soaking daily. So according to you, if we are left side, we should not do foot soaking at all.
But if you're very left-sided, but most of the Chinese aren't very left-sided, are they? They're essentially right-sided.
Yes.
And
so,
she actually pointed out that Tai Chi was meant to move the Chinese people from the left side into the center. Now, having done it for centuries, they're now more in the right side.
Okay. So Tai Chi is moved left to center, but doesn't move from right to center.
The point Shri Mataji made was that Lao Tse intended Tai Chi to be to get people moving. So it was intended to move people out of their left side and into the center. But down the centuries, it's now gone a bit further.
Okay, I see. 大叔说，就是老子在创造这个太极的时候呢，是想让中国人从这个左脉这个状态，回到这个中脉这个状态。但是呢，就是随着这个时间的推移呢，那现在就是有点过了，所以说就是没有把中国人带到中脉，就更多的向右脉去了。我刚刚问大叔，就是说我们现在。就是大叔说这个左脉不应该泡脚嘛，但是我们泡脚是每天必须的，对吧？作为瑜伽师来讲，我就问他是不是需要我们就是这个地方是不是要修改一下，我们不要泡脚，如果是左脉，然后大叔就说呢，除非是你是特别的左脉，那你就不应该泡脚。现在的中国人应该很少有不在右脉的，就是大家。都是有一些右脉问题的，所以还是应该泡脚的。差不多是这个意思。Yes, uncle. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So any of you has question? Sorry. 大家有问题吗？可以问大叔。So some asking you about the story with Shri Mataji. Could you share some inspiring stories, like when you with Shri Mataji?
Yeah, I need to just go into my memories page. one of the things I've done over the years is to just write memories down when it occurred, and I used to do that in the Facebook groups, and then someone said, well, why not put it all together on a page? So I did.
大叔说现在他就是把他所有的那些记忆啊都写到一本书里面。以前他是在那个脸书上写的，后来有人说啊，为什么不把他们都写到一本书里面呢？所以他现在就是全部记录下来了。所以大叔在找那些以前的一些故事。So when you're looking for it, Uncle, here's another question. When we do Maka, do we chant mantras? I was suggested like you chant before you put the lemon chili into Maka, you chant a lot of mantras. I think it's 108 names, bunch of 108 names.
Why stop at 108? Why not say 1,000?
It's not in the mantra book, 1,000, Uncle. In the mantra book, only has 108 names.
That's the there are a whole range of mantra books, some of which are very large actually.
So Uncle, what's your suggestion? Chant mantras or not?
If it makes you contented, if it means you go to sleep happy and contented, sure, why not do it?
So what Shri Mataji suggests, like for Maka, do we chant mantra when we do it?
One of the things about this, what did Shri Mataji say? One of the difficulties of answering that is that in the early days, all the advice was quite often given to particular individuals. So she'd say to one person, do this, and then suddenly she'd find everyone else was doing it, and she said, no, I gave that advice to him, not to you.
Okay, I got your point, Uncle. 所以这个问题呢 ，Uncle 大叔没有给一个准确的答案。那么他是说呢，如果说可以让你投入到这个程序当中，那你可以说这个口诀呀，为什么不呢？就是说，我又问了，那Shri Mataji是怎么说的？然后大叔说呢，在早期的时候，很多时候Shri Mataji给的这个建议都是针对某一个个人，然后本来是跟这个人说你要做这些，然后变成大家都这么做，那其实每个人都是不一样的，所以Shri Mataji会针对每一个人给出不同的建议，所以可能最好的方式应该是大家跟你的灵连接，然后你才能够知道什么是对你是正确的方式。如果说你对自己的，就是你自己要有信心，当然如果你对自己的或者说你当时年纪状态不是很好，你可以，我觉得可以交托吧，就是你当时的你当时自己的感觉，你想说就说，不想说可以省掉，好吧？ So Uncle, I was saying, I guess we just need to connect with our spirit and then feel at the time. So some may say I'm not so connected. I guess just whatever comes in our mind in the moment, I guess.
Shri Mataji also had a very interesting sense of humor, and she sometimes would say things purely to test one person.
Shri Mataji 很幽默，所以有时候他说一些事呢，只是为了去测试某个人。 So another question here. In our collective, we never do. I don't know. So here's a question: can we chant like do Kartikeya Havan? Kartikeya is on Shri Kartikeya is on the right channel, right Munadara. So some of them do Shri Kartikeya Havan. Some will say
no, very bad. I mean,
okay.
Kartikeya is a deity of the right side. Havans are primarily to clear out the left side or to clear negative problems. And one of the problems has been that in certain countries in recent years, some very right-sided people have been doing havans to clear right-sided problems, and they've only made it worse.
Okay, I see. That must be from them. Okay. 大叔说呢，不应该做卡提凯亚的火祭，因为火祭呢是为了清左脉。那有一些就是比较右脉的国家，想要去做右脉的火祭，想要去清理这个右脉，然后呢，结果导致了右脉更加糟糕。所以说，不应该做卡提凯亚的火祭。Uncle, you found the story?
Sorry?
You found the story that you would like to share?
Story, my gosh. Yeah, this is a long time ago. This is 1985. We had a Navaratri puja in Switzerland.
这个在早期1985年的时候那么大叔他们呢，就是跟Shri Mataji做了这个Navaratri 女神节的普祭。
And the day after the puja, we all went up a mountain. We went in cable cars. Actually, went through the clouds up to the top of this mountain.
Oh, that one you told us before, Uncle. Change another one. Last time you said Shri Mataji waved to let the cloud go, and
No. That was Davy in 1983.
Oh, okay. It's another story.
Navaratri in 1985.
Oh, 1985. What do you guys doing? You wave to the cloud, you say?
No. We went up in the cable cars, up through the clouds to the top of the mountain.
所以这个瑜伽士呢，就是坐着那个叫什么电缆车，就是上了这个穿过这个云层，上了山顶。
And so we had a hava at the top of this mountain, and I asked someone, why are we doing this? And he said, look at that mountain over there.
就是他们在做一个火祭，在那个山顶上，然后他们做火祭的时候呢，其中一个瑜伽士说，看那个山头。
That mountain nearby was the headquarters of the TM guru, the fake guru.
所以那个宁静的那个山头呢，是一个假导师，就著名的假导师 TM 的那个驻扎地。
So it suddenly made sense. We were with our guru on one mountain top, and the fake guru was on his mountain top, and we came down from the mountain top, but he never came down from his mountain top.
So you mean purposefully Shri Mataji do that on the mountaintop. So to attract the fourth guru, go to another mountaintop.
No, that TM still carries on, and there's a lot of people that practice it. But the man himself was sitting at the top of this mountain, and he never came down from his mountaintop. And
I don't get that, Uncle. So you mean we're doing the heaven?
Yes.
So we're going to the mountaintop, meaning Sahaja Yoga going to the mountaintop. In the meantime, the fourth guru also go to the mountaintop.
Well, he's on his mountaintop.
He's on his mountaintop.
By doing the Havan with Shri Mataji, the intention was to try and neutralize him as much as possible.
Okay, by keep him in that mountaintop, so we neutralize him.
Yes.
Okay. So you mean the people, TM people went to that mountaintop, but they stay there. They stay there and never came down. Oh.
The person, the guru himself.
Oh, the guru himself went to that mountain, and he never come down.
No. And he died there some later time.
Oh, he died. He died there. So, but never came down since then.
No.
Oh, okay, got it. 所以就是说有一次他们去到这个山顶去跟Shri Mataji做的这个火祭，刚刚讲到那个有一个瑜伽师说看那个山头，然后那个山头呢是当时非常非常著名的假导师，就是非常有害的这样的假导师。那么他们呢在那个山头，然后呢瑜伽师做完火祭下来了。然后这个是假导师的，就是在那个山头是假导师的那个就是头子，就是那个假导师头子，好吧，不是那个他们的 follower， 就是不是他的那个跟随者。然后瑜伽师做完火祭下山之后呢，这个假导师就待在了那个山头，从来没有下来过，直到他死。所以说呢，就是Shri Mataji通过这个火祭这个方式呢，去综合这个假导师的对这个人类的伤害。对。
So my second story is from the same day. When we came down from the mountain top, we were in cable cars. So this is a car on a cable.
Mm-hmm.
Cable. Yeah.
Yes. I use that. I do that sometimes too.
Go
to the mountain.
So it just happened. I was in the same cable car as Shri Mataji, and on the way down, it was really quite windy, and the cable car was moving around. And the more the cable car moved, the more she laughed.
When she laughed, the cable car moves more.
No, the cable car, it was quite windy on the way down, and the wind was moving the car around. And it just happened that Shri Mataji was sitting down, and the more the wind moved the car, and the more she laughed.
The more the wind moves, she laughs more. You mean that?
Yes.
OK， 所以就是当他们坐的这个电缆车下来的时候碰巧呢，大叔跟Shri Mataji是坐在同一辆电缆车上。那么当时呢风很大，所以呢就会吹着这个电缆车动然后呢这个风吹得越大呢Shri Mataji就笑得越厉害。So you mean she enjoyed it? I guess.
Yeah.
Like us sitting in the swing.
There were many things that happened in those days, and Shri Mataji would just laugh at it.
那个年代呢，很多事情就发生了很多事，学马太极就是笑笑而过。OK， 所以大家还有问题吗？最后的机会。Okay, Uncle, I think somebody was asking one thing I forgot to translate. So in early days, the mascot is made of the clay pots, right?
Yep,
So nowadays, people use the paper cup, paper bag or something. Is that okay?
I mean, in England, it was very hard to get those
clay pots.
Clay pots. So we used paper bags, fairly thick one. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, by using paper bags, how can you possibly fill it with water?
Yes. They are very creative. Some use the jar, the glass jar. Some use milk bottle. Yes. So as long as it's something like a natural, should be okay, right, Uncle?
Yeah.
Yes. 大叔说都可以，因为在英国呢，你很难去找到这种这个土做的这个宝所以呢，他们就用纸盒呀、纸袋呀这些。那只要是天然的质地都可以。
But just use the pot or the jar just for that one purpose.
Oh, so usually we throw it away. I heard. Or we can
throw it away. It's a wasteful way of doing things. Or alternatively, keep it and just empty the contents.
But how can we dump it? We dump into the water, right? Supposed not to see them. So if we...
It's meant to be water, yes. Not down the toilet. But anyway.
Okay. I guess for me, what I'm thinking in mind is, okay, use a paper bag and dump it into paper bag so we cannot see it and then throw it into water. So you can reuse the pot. Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes. 大叔说呢，就是你的那个土宝叫罐子，你可以再用的，但是你只用于毛卡，不要用于其他的东西就是那你在倒的时候可能要小心一点，你可能就是因为不能看到嘛，你可能倒到纸盒子里面，然后把这个扔掉，然后你可以把这个罐子洗一下，对吧？就是下次还可以用，这样不用浪费。
But once you use that to sort your left side out, then you don't need to use it again. I mean, if you're using it time after time, there's something wrong.
You mean if I use it again and again, that's something wrong?
What is the need to use it time after time?
Oh, okay. You mean don't use it too frequently, like just one time?
I mean, once you have cleared that left side, you don't have to keep doing it, surely.
Okay, you mean if we need to keep doing it because we keep having left side problem, that means something wrong with us. You mean that?
Yes, obviously, there are a range of ways of clearing the left side. So try other ways, but
got you. 所以呢，就是 大叔说呢，就是你一旦用 Motka 清理了你的左脉，你不应该是需要经常做的，可能就是偶尔一次，对吧？你如果说清了之后还需要去清左脉，那就说明这个方法对你不合适，你可以试一下别的方法。So 没有别的问题吗？就是冥想就可以了，是吧？好的 ，Uncle, I think they out of question. They want to meditate with you for some time. I will give the floor to you.
Right. Okay, so let's get into a comfortable position, not too comfortable.
大家舒服的坐好。
So let's just do a brief self-realization process first.
我们一起来做一下自觉。
So let's put our attention on our stomach.
让我们把注意力放在我们的肚子。
So here we say, I am my own guru.
然后我们在内心里说，我是我自己的导师。
I am my own master.
我是我自己的导师。闭上眼睛。
So we take our attention up to the heart.
现在让我们将注意力放到我们的心脏上。
And here we say, I am the spirit.
在这里我们说，我是我的灵。
So let's take our attention up now to the forehead.
现在让我们将注意力放到我们的前额。
And here we say, I forgive everyone, everything.
我原谅所有的人，所有的事。
And I forgive myself.
我也原谅我自己。
So now we go up to the top of the head.
现在让我们将注意力放到头顶。
And here we ask the mother, the primordial mother.
在这里我们向我们的
Please may I have my self-realization. Please may I have my union, my yoga.
在这里我们向太初之母祈祷，请给予我自觉，请让我
So keeping the attention at the top of the head.
让你的注意力保持在头顶。
We can now go into the silence.
让我们入静。
Okay, perhaps we can leave it there.
那大家可以睁开眼睛。Thank you so much, Uncle. Before 在我们关门之前，大家还有一个机会，有问题吗？冥想完可能没问题了。Thank you so much, Uncle. That was a great meditation.
Okay.
Thank you, Uncle. That's okay. If we invite you again, right?
Yes, fine. Yeah, sure. This time is fine. Yeah.
Okay. 9 o'clock works better for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, great. Then we will know. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you everybody for joining us. 谢谢大家参加今天的这个活动。好的，拜拜，再见，晚安。
See you there.